Welcome back, everybody, to Dark Souls 1 Remastered ASMR. We are here with our character, Domhnall, as he stands by the bonfire, awaiting his next journey in his quest to ring the Bells of Awakening. In the last episode, we were pretty much building up to being able to use our sword that we are holding currently, the Black Knight sword. This weapon is a great weapon. It's very powerful, and it's going to help us get through the game much easier now that it's powered up pretty far. I think it's +4 so far, so +3, yeah, +3. So, there you go. First off, I would just like to say thanks everybody for tuning in. If you like what you see, please leave a like and a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you think that I could improve these videos in any way, please feel free to shoot me a comment and let me know what you think I could be doing better. I'm going to try out a couple of different things today. I'm thinking of taking a different approach to this video. As opposed to talking in character the entire video, I think I'm going to jump in and out of character throughout parts of the video. I don't really have a way of letting you guys know when I'm going to do that. You'll probably be able to tell if I'm talking, or maybe I can just let you know in the video and say this is me talking, you know, not the character, but then we'll go back into character. So I feel that there are certain parts that are a little dry, a little dull, and it's hard to stay in character when there's not much happening. You're just kind of running something back. You're running back to a place, or you're, you know, leveling up or whatever it might be. So why don't we continue our journey? Domhnall has a couple of options. He can either go down back to the forest, or he can go back up. I believe there was a place that we hadn't been to yet, up in the Undead Church. There was it was the bridge with the dragon. So he could either go up to get across the bridge, but I think it's time to make our way back to the forest. As when we were last in the forest, there were these creatures, tree enemies that were there, and they posed quite a threat to Domhnall. But now that the Black Knight's sword is powered up and deals a lot of damage, it'll be a lot easier for him to take out these enemies. There was a fog door ahead that we hadn't gone through yet, and it's important that we see what lies beyond that fog door. There might be some items that we can use, or a boss possibly, or a whole other area that we haven't discovered. So I think we're gonna make our way. Testing the weapon was fun. Taking out the tree enemies in one shot was more fun. This place is familiar. We've been here before. We know where the enemies wait. Everything is like Groundhog Day. Rinse and repeat, as I once said. Wake up, do it all over again. Come back where we left off. Easy kill. Nothing we can't handle. The sword's damage is nothing of this world. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. Makes things a lot easier traversing through the forest. We make our way back to the bonfire that was behind the invisible wall. Maybe we should rest, just in case. The store here, with the glowing orb in the middle, it's very interesting. Curious as to what might be beyond that door. Maybe where we're going now, beyond this fog door, will lead us on the other side. Ah, the tree enemies that almost killed us. They're nothing now. They don't even pose even the slightest threat. It always feels good to take out these enemies easily. We traverse the fog, come to the other side, and more forest. Seems that the woods go deeper than we realized. Not quite sure what we might find here. These glowing flowers are quite pretty, but sometimes even the most beautiful things are dangerous. As we make our way through the forest, a giant stone knight makes his way up from the ground. His armor almost looks unpierceable. We hit him with the Black Knight's sword and make easy work of him. The sword is so powerful. There may be nothing that can kill us now. All we have to do is continue. There's another knight on the ground, waiting for us. 2 tree men pop up out of the floor. We must still be careful. We can't underestimate our enemies. That is when we die. Even with this weapon, all it takes is one shot. But for them, it's the same story. One shot is all I need. We find magnificent armor on the ground of a fallen knight. Looks to be a knight of an elite status. These enemies are nothing. Domhnall crushes them with his sword, almost snickering at how easy it is. Another one. Problem. This is too easy. That scimitar was like trying to fight enemies with a butter knife. This sword, however, is much better. Another stone knight. We cut him down with great ease. We could feel ourselves almost becoming a void, like those black knights we fought before, with their pointy spiked helmets and charred armor. Dangerous weapons. They show no emotion, no sympathy, not a care in the world. Their only goal is to murder us, cold blood. There's another fog door up ahead. Well, we have to see what's on the other side. As we make our way through, we look around and we remember that butterfly that was waiting for us, that was sitting at the top of the tower. We saw it from the bottom of Darkroot. It begins to fire magical green spells at us from above. They sting even through our shield. We have to be quick on this one. He doesn't seem to be giving us a shot here. Just keeps firing magic at us relentlessly, waiting for us to make a move. It's so fast. You can't even dodge it. Such a majestic creature. We get hit by its spell. Nearly takes us off our feet. How can something so beautiful be so dangerous? Sometimes that's how the story goes in Dark Souls. Something so beautiful, yet so vulnerable. It fires off a huge boom. Boom. Luckily for us, we got away just in time. With a few strokes of our blade, the Moonlight Butterfly was weakened. We could see the tears rolling down. There's something inside of this beautiful creature that's crying out for help. It almost seems like it doesn't even want to fight. Like it's only doing this because something is making it. Some type of curse. As the Moonlight Butterfly keeps firing spells, Domhnall realizes that killing this creature is not something he really would love to do. However, he has to do it. As it drops down, Domhnall gets hit by its blast and has to run over as fast as he can to make the final killing blow. Luckily for him, he's able to. As the Moonlight Butterfly falls to his death, we receive its soul. Seems that its soul was tortured in some way. The soul of the Moonlight Butterfly reads, "Soul of the mystical Moonlight Butterfly, which glitters in the Darkroot Garden. Special beings have special souls. The butterfly's soul is a creation of Seath the Scaleless." So it seems that Seath the Scaleless that we were introduced to in the intro video created this Moonlight Butterfly. That's all we know for now. Not a whole lot to go on, but that's kind of how Dark Souls works. You know, you kind of have to figure out the story as you go. As you guys can tell, I am speaking as myself now. I will do this from time to time, if it's necessary. Domhnall makes his way up the tower. He finds what looks to be a dead blacksmith or a corpse holding an item. We receive the watchtower basement key and a divine ember, as well as a homeward bone. Divine ember is pretty interesting. Not quite sure what that would be used for, but it's good to look and see what it does here, if I can find it. Where is it? Can we look? Can we view this here? Oh, it's under keys. Divine Ember reads, "Ember required for weapon ascension. Divine embers are property of the church and intended for divine blacksmiths. Ascends +5, standard weapon to divine weapon. Divine weapon can be reinforced to +5. Divine weapons are for undead hunting, used against undead in the pawns of necromancers." Pretty interesting. I guess we'll be able to enchant one of our weapons. Not quite sure if we'll be able to do it with the Black Knight's sword because it's a special type of weapon. But we receive the homeward bone, and Domhnall decides that it's a good idea to use the homeward bone instead of running all the way back. Homeward bones are interesting. They bring us back home, bring us back to the bonfires during the most critical of times. We gained some power from the Moonlight Butterfly. Domhnall sits by the bonfire. He decides to hone his skills once more. Now that he is able to use the sword and deal great amounts of damage, it's time to raise his defense and his life. We can feel ourselves growing stronger after killing the butterfly. As sad as it was to have to kill such a beautiful creature, it was very necessary. From here, Domhnall ponders on where to go next. He remembers the bridge with the dragon. That's the only place we have left to go. We haven't got across the bridge yet. It's worth another try. Now that we have this sword, we might be able to kill the dragon. Who knows, though, the dragon's power might be too powerful for us, even with this weapon. All it takes is one hit from the fire and we're doomed. The sword weighs a ton, weighs us down, making it nearly impossible to roll, but then again, it's not so bad. We have our shield after all. That's what it's for. Domhnall has a obsession with checking for invisible walls after he discovered the first one. You'll often see him rolling into walls for no reason at all. Makes his enemies think he's crazy. Guess it's all part of the strategy. Even the hollows were creeped out. We make our way back, but realize that we have to go the other way to get back to the dragon. We could go two ways. We could go up the stairs, through the undead parish, back down. Maybe that's the way we'll go. The other way would be back to through the Darkroot Garden, back up the tower, where we fought the knight with the large armor. In fact, Domhnall has a goal. He has to kill that knight. The knight posed such a threat, but now that we have the Black Knight's sword, he'll be nothing to us. After all, he might have some interesting loot. Our attacks are great, but we could still receive damage from enemies. We're not impervious to pain. We can just kill our enemies faster this way. Traveling back up through the undead parish was very interesting. Done this so many times. Feels like we could do it in our sleep. So in this period, I'm just gonna go back to myself and talk to you guys. Since we've been through this area quite a few times, not really much to talk about it story-wise. He's just traveling back to the bridge with the dragon. I was gonna go the Darkroot Garden route, but for whatever reason I just kind of lost track of what I was doing. So, kill off the Balder Knight, see if he drops anything for us. Sometimes the Balder Knights can drop some pretty decent weapons and armor, so it's always good to give him a shot. From here we could just jump down. Watch out for the archers, because they will shoot at you. Now we'll be able to kill them off pretty fast. It's amazing how good the Black Knight sword is, huh? I remember when I did my first playthrough, I actually found the Black Knight sword And I was quite shocked as to how good it was. I didn't realize that you could get such a good weapon so early on in the game. But it's quite cool. And you take out these hollows like they're nothing. I mean, before when we were fighting the guys in the woods in the Darker Garden, the big stone knights, taking them out in one shot is like just ridiculously good. We're gonna get back into character now. Stom Hall makes his way back to where the bridge was with the dragon. He remembers walking up the ladder here, climbing up the ladder. There's a spiral staircase that he hadn't traveled up yet. Not quite sure what might be at the top. Whatever it is, we're ready for it now. We must make our way up slowly in case something is waiting up there to ambush us. Can never be too careful, Lord. Dom Hall makes his way up the stairs. Slowly. Looks over to the left. Standing there is a black knight with a giant sword and a shield. It's the same charred armor as the one he had killed earlier. Maybe we can sneak up on him if he doesn't see us. We gotta be careful. All it's gonna take is one shot from that giant sword he's holding and we'll be dead too. We know how powerful these weapons are. Tom Hall sneaks up behind the knight. He's not able to get the sneak attack, unfortunately. But the Black Knight's sword does so much damage. He chases us down the staircase. We're frightened for our lives, but we know we have the weapon. We make our way back out to the courtyard as the Black Knight chases us out. It's open season now. We get hit by his sword, almost taking us out. He's tough. Doesn't want to go down without a fight. He hits us hard. He kills us with one swift blow. Just goes to show you, no matter how powerful you think you are, there's always somebody that has your number. I will meet you guys back at the Black Knight. I'm gonna skip this part and we'll fight him again a second time. We make our way back to the spiral staircase where we were once killed. Black Knight, he was about to go down by our sword, but all it took was one mishap and boom, there we are, dead again on our backs. What he doesn't know though is that we're coming back for him, and this time we know his every move. We know what to expect. Maybe he does too. Of course, we can't sneak up on this guy. He's too dangerous. He's too aware of his surroundings. Can't be careless. Drop down into the stairwell once again. He's chasing us down. We can hear him. He's fast for wearing all that armor. While we're making our way down, something freakish happened. It seemed that the Black Knight was weakened from our previous attempt. As he made his way down the spiral staircase, he bled out all over the floor, dying in an instant. We received a titanite chunk from his corpse. Just like that. It's that easy. We can see the other side of the gate. This is where the dragon hangs out on the bridge. We remember, though, the other side, the other bonfire in the undead burg. There was a door right on the other side of the bridge when we came out of the tower after fighting the tourist demon. Not quite sure where that goes, but we remember finding a key. It was the basement key. Opens door leading to lower undead burg. That must be where that door goes. It's worth a try. This guy again. Always hanging out on the ledge. Trying to block our path. Maybe we could try to get on the other side of that gate that we just passed by. On the far side of the bridge where the dragon perches. Would be interesting to see what we could find in there. First though, let's rest here. We've been in this bonfire so many times. It's almost starting to feel like home. There is a uneasiness. We know that the enemies await us outside. We realize that we have enough souls now to level up, so I think we should. Maybe this time we won't roll slow anymore. Not quite. Make our way back down underneath in the small square room underneath the bridge. Seems that we can either go one way or the other. We should probably try to make our way across. See if we can do it this time. If the dragon allows us. Maybe we can lure him down again like we did before. Maybe this time we won't die. Just wait. Just wait patiently. He'll come for us. He always does. We receive the claymore and run for our lives. We rush into the room. Statue once again of a lady holding a young baby. A sword strangely in between its legs. There's a bonfire. As we look around the room, we notice a courtyard outside and a lever opening up the door. There's also another item waiting for us out on the bridge. Seems like the dragon flew away temporarily. He'll probably be back at some point. The gate opens, leading back up to where we fought the knight. Make our way out to the courtyard. Notice a couple of hollows, but they're not attacking us. They just seem to be distressed or performing some type of ritual or, I don't know, creepy nonetheless. We look and see some strange statue sitting out in a patch of grass up on the tower. Not much really here. We don't bother with the hollows. Why disrupt them? We run back out to the bridge to grab the item one more time. Watch out for the arrows. Become a pincushion for these guys. The dragon seems to be gone. We make our way across the bridge one more time. Hopefully, he won't appear. It's hard to say. Just gotta run for it. Nothing yet. So far, so good. Could be coming down at any minute. Solaire still stands out on the tower staring at the sun. We make our way back to the door. Not quite sure where it'll go, but seems that the second bell is lower, down below, underneath the Firelink Shrine, in the depths. The hollows are making their way over. We head in the door, down using the basement key, head back down the ladder. The unknown is terrifying. It creates anxiety, fear. However, fear is within ourselves. We see things that scare us, make us afraid, because our mind tells us that we were afraid. But if there is no fear of death, then what is there to be afraid of? Nothing. No fear. We look up to the right, see a staircase that leads up. We make our way up the staircase to find a familiar door. This leads to the room that was across the bridge in the Undead Burg, right across the bonfire that we were just at. Makes it a lot easier to get back, huh? The bonfire's over this way. The basement's down here. We rush back into the room once again. So at this point in the video, we just basically looped back around. We came back from the bridge with the dragon, used the basement key, went down to the lower Undead Burg, and there's a shortcut once you walk in that goes back up to the actual Undead Burg, and here we are now. So it's a good thing to find right away, instead of just going straight down into the lower Undead Burg area, running straight through. It's important to find that shortcut. This next area isn't terribly large, however, we did kill a boss so far, made our way back. I think now I like to go back to the tower where we fought the Taurus demon. I guess the best way... Oh, you little shit. Ah, caught me by surprise. The best way to go back would probably be back down into the basement area, lower Undead Burg, and then we'll make our way back up the tower. Just gotta get away from these guys real quick. There's the stairs. One way. Head back up the ladder. So I want to go back to that tower area where we fought the knight with the heavy armor and the big club. And I'm pretty sure he didn't kill us, but we didn't bother fighting him because he's way too powerful and way too strong. So I want to head back there instead of going back into this new area, because I feel like that could be a whole episode in and of itself. Domhnall makes his way down into the lower Undead Burg to find the door. Decides to make his way back up, remembering the knight in the tower. It's not too far from here. All we have to do is make our way across where we fought the Taurus demon, and voila, there he is. Hopefully, If we defeat him, he'll leave us something good. Something we can use. Only one way to find out. The knight swings his club with ferocity. We remember from the last time we fought him. He waited for us down here in the tower. Tried to blindside us, but luckily for us, we made it out alive. Walking down these spiral stairs is almost like walking into your own death. Scary sometimes. There he is. He looks like a stone, like he's chiseled from stone. He swings the club. Our sword does pretty good damage. Can't get hit by that shot. He sees us once again, recognizing us, but feels the sting from our weapon. It pierces his back. Nothing. Right through his stone armor. One more swing. He's gone. The knight is dead, and leaves his ring called Havel's ring. His name must be Havel. Havel the knight. Stone knight. The ring reads, this ring was named after Havel the Rock, Lord Gwyn's old battlefield compatriot. Havel's men wore the ring to express faith in their leader and to carry a heavier load. This ring could be useful. Boost maximum equipment load. Very nice. After putting on the ring, Domhnall felt lighter in his steps. His dodges were faster. More swift once again, even with the heavier sword and shield. We finally feel whole, like we were ready for anything. We make our way back down into the dark root basin. We remember the Hydra down below in the water. He stood there waiting for us. With our weapon now, it shouldn't be too difficult for us to take out. Especially the glacial creatures here wait for us. 2 hits and they're gone. Our dodge is so fast. Swift. You can't hit us now. There's no way. The knight drops, or the glacial creature drops blue titanite chunk. These crystalline golems is what they're called. They hit hard. We have to be careful still. Even though our weapon is powerful, we can't make a stupid move. One wrong move and we're done. Still, taking them out is much easier. They don't pose much of a threat at all. However, the Hydra down below does. He hits us with one of his water balls shooting out of his mouth. Kills us like nothing. Challenging feat. As Domhnall contemplates whether or not he should go back, he feels a sense of defeat, a sense of weakness. How did that thing defeat us with our weapon? How is he able to kill us? We're so powerful now. What more do we have to do to beat these creatures? to beat these beasts, lay them to rest. It's a question that Domhnall asks himself over and over. No matter how powerful he gets, he feels like nothing, like all the progress he made was meaningless. But we can't feel that way. Like I said, fear is all in our minds. It's in our heads. We fear that Hydra because he killed us. But we're not dead. We're still alive. We're still ready and able. And when Domhnall feels ready, he will make his way back to the Hydra and defeat him for good. Every death is a lesson learned. Thank you guys. I think I'm going to end the episode here. I appreciate you guys watching again. I think this one turned out pretty good. I'm gonna continue on with this approach to these videos. I think it's a good balance of listening to me kind of talk as myself and then getting back into character. Kind of makes it a little more interesting, I think. Not as immersive, but I think it keeps things interesting throughout. Doesn't get dry or boring. Kind of gives me a chance to refuel and tell the story during moments where it's worth telling a story. So I thank you guys for watching, and please come back for part 5. I should be doing part 5 in a few days. Maybe tomorrow, actually. I may put it out tomorrow. All depends. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching. Farewell.